Hey again, it's Mark from Christ Centered Fitness. I'm back at you today with a little bit of information regarding one of the pillars of weight loss. So, last week, if you remember, I covered 4 basic pillars for weight loss. If you missed that, go back, check the video, it's there. Earlier in the week, I touched on the first pillar, which is creating a calorie deficit. We skipped the second one, went straight to the third, which is getting adequate protein. And today we're going to touch back on the second pillar, which is resistance training. So resistance training is important because it helps us to build and maintain muscle mass as we lose body fat. It also gives us strength. It gives us the ability to move and propel our bodies to fulfill whatever purpose God has for us. And for women specifically, resistance training also helps maintain and preserve bone density later in life. So this is important to start considering beforehand as opposed to trying to take it up after the fact and get back what you lost. It's really a function of trying to preserve what you have in order that to not have lost it when you reach a later period in your life. So resistance training has a number of benefits, and I'm going to leave it there because there are probably hundreds more that I could go into, but I just want to get into the specifics. So I did ask if there was anything, any kind of direction people wanted with regards to resistance training, and really I didn't hear a lot back. So today what I actually created for you was a resistance training program with a couple of progressions that I would use for a typical fitness client looking to go to the gym maybe a couple days a week. If you'd like a home-based program, of course, I'm happy to put something together. But if you look below, ideally in the first comment, I'm going to post a link for you to go and download a PDF with 3 different progressions of a training program in there. So you'll note in the first progression, there's 3 exercises. And each of the 3 exercises is 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, which basically means you'll do the exercise, 10 times. You'll rest for the allocated period of time, which is, about, minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then you'll do the exercise again. So you'll do it 3 times for 10 repetitions on each time, and then you'll go to the next exercise. So in total, there are 9 sets during the workout. In other words, it's very short. You just go in, do it, and get out. That would be a really basic beginner starting program. Now, if you're not familiar with weight training, what you'll probably find is that you get a little bit sore. So my suggestion, of course, is to not work at your maximal effort right from the get-go. If 10 is your absolute maximum physical effort, maybe on your first day you work, at about a 6 out of 10 in intensity. And then in subsequent weeks, maybe you go up to like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And generally, once people get relatively trained, I like to keep people at an 8 to 9 out of 10 intensity in terms of lifting weights. So I don't like the idea of failing, pushing forward to failure. There's a time and place for it, but generally speaking, I don't feel that most people who are just trying to lift weights for general health and strength really need to focus on that. So just try to stay in the 8 to 9 out of 10 intensity range as you progress. You'll notice there's 2 different workouts. One you might do on a Monday and the other one on a Thursday or a Tuesday, Friday. Ideally, you just kind of want to space them out a little bit during the week. So that's kind of a basic summary of what the first 2 workouts look like. If you go onto the next page, you'll see progression number 1, which is taking the same workouts and advancing them, adding a few more sets of the exercises so that you're doing more total volume of the exercise. And also you start to pair them together. So as opposed to doing just one by itself, you might do one exercise, then go straight into the other exercise with no rest. Then you take your rest between the pairings. So you do one and then the other, rest, and then you repeat again. So it makes it easier to fit more exercise in a shorter time window when you start doing that. And it's also more cardiovascularly demanding. Get your heart rate up, get you sweating. And as your body starts to adapt, you'll probably want to push forward in intensity like that. I've also added another leg exercise on that day. So you start doing a little bit more work with your legs in the second progression. When you move to the third progression, you'll note that I added what is what I would consider a secondary exercise to the first couple of exercises. So you'll see, if you have it in front of you, that you're going to do some kind of a rowing motion, and then a press, and then you're going to do another kind of row and another kind of press as a secondary kind of motion for the same muscle groups, because your muscles should, by this point, by the time you get here, they should be able to handle that kind of exercise volume without getting excruciatingly sore, and still facilitating more development. And you'll notice that, again, that I have them paired, so you're going to get in, get your workout done, get out, get a good cardiovascular pump, your heart pumping going as well, get your heart rate up, get some sweat going, and also adding a couple more exercises for your legs. And it just kind of, it'll make it more intense, but the window of time, should be about the same. So that's kind of the first three progressions. The first one, you'll have to forgive me, I didn't put videos of the exercises. I've actually arranged to be able to go to a friend's studio and get some videos done, because I'd like to give you guys more direction. For now, I'm sure you could Google them and check out videos, but I want to get videos for you to help you out some more. So that is a goal I have. But what I wanted to leave you with today is just some basic samples in terms of progression. You could really do step one, the beginner part, for a month, 2 months, just till you feel comfortable, really, is what it's about. And then you can progress to the next one according to how you feel. Again, don't just jump in having not exercised, going right to the last progression I've put there, because truly it's unnecessary in the beginning. Anything you do is going to stimulate progress. So you don't really have to dive in all the way. Start and be a steward, right? Don't be in a rush. When you do something with a weight loss deadline, it really is sort of a more self-focused change that you're making. And if you want to have a God-focused change, you want to do something that's going to be managing your body and helping you to sustain the program in the long term, because that's ultimately what stewardship's all about. So take a look at the program in the link below. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, things you'd like to see, hear, or read about, then let me know, and I'll try to pull that together for you, because ultimately my goal is to help you become better stewards of your bodies. Thanks a lot.